Welcome back, everyone, to part number 3 of the iCCupStarCraftTV tutorial series for any kind of new trial admins that iCCupStarCraftTV may get, or anyone that's just interested in the caster side perspective, I guess, of this. Part 3 is a little bit more of a subjective topic, so take with what I say is as a grain of salt. If you agree with what I say, then great. If you don't, then disagree in a respectful manner, just don't say anything. But I'm going to try to keep this as pretty much as just factual based as possible. Starting off with, what kind of casters are there? There's pretty much 2 types. There's an analytical and there is a shoutcaster. A shoutcaster is someone who can really get the crowd going, really pump up the action for what is to come. With the action that's on screen, make it epic, even maybe that it might be boring otherwise, so you really ramp it up. When there's downtime, you can share a story, an entertaining story. You are there to entertain your viewer as Brood War or StarCraft or whatever game you are casting as a backdrop to, have your entertainment fulfilled. I guess if that's a pretty reasonable explanation for a shoutcaster. Just really likes the action of the game as well. An analytical caster, pretty self-explanatory. It's just someone that can really analyze the game. Generally, these casters have a tendency to be higher level players. They know the game, they've played it a lot, and they know the game inside out. These casters are harder to come by because you have to play the game extensively to gain this knowledge. In order to continue to gain that knowledge, you need to continue play, and casting takes a very long time of devotion and etc., which is why you don't get a whole lot of these analytical casters. So what kind of caster do you want to be? It's kind of hard to just say I want to be an analytical caster. You really got to try at it. You really got to do it. I've been spending the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, really hitting the ladder, really difficult, really hard, because I want to try to get better. Try to understand what's going on in these players' minds, just to strengthen my casting. I look at myself as a shoutcaster because I like to entertain. I think I'm entertaining to some degree to some people, and I think I'm fun. And just adding, these spurts of analyzing and with humor at the same time, I think that's really how you balance it out. If I idolize Tastosis for their dual commentary, and they are the best at it, and they will always be the best at it, in my opinion. So, with that in mind, if you want to become an analytical caster, good for you. You just got to continue you got to know the game inside out. You got to know your matchups. You got to know that shit. Even if you only know, say if you're a Terran, but you're a B Terran man, that is good stuff. That is really good stuff. I'm struggling to get out of the E. I've been training for 3 weeks. I'm just literally trying to practice TVP at the moment. I'm still having difficulty getting off a Siege Expand, and it's crazy. It's crazy. This game is unbelievably difficult to get good at, and unbelievably difficult to become an analytical caster at, especially at this point in time. So, put that in consideration. A shoutcaster doesn't mean you're a bad caster. To me, it may mean to other people that are idiots and stupid people that are on the internet, and they should, burn in hell. But otherwise, you're good. Now, the pros and cons of being a caster, of course, you're doing this out of your goodwill, and, we respect that. At iCCup, we respect that entirely. If you're devoted enough, you're more than welcome to make our YouTube videos. You may not be quote-unquote the best caster, but we'll take you, man. I'm not the best caster. I'm probably the worst caster for Brood War, but I try, and iCCup appreciates that, and this is why I'm here. And I'm making you this video. And the pros, of course, you get to do your commentary. If English is your second language, it allows you to articulate in English a little bit more. You get to talk about it. If you have a co-caster, you can have a conversation at the same time. So that's a big plus, because I know there's a lot of English as second language people that are out there, as well as you get to watch a game you love. Maybe you can't play it too well, like for example for me, and you just like watching it, and you're entertaining and it's fun. It's just a way to enjoy the community that you have for Brood War, and that's there's a good amount of pros to this. However, there's also some cons. I don't want to get too much into it because it's a very volatile subject. What dictates what a good caster is, again, and this is where what does it mean to be the cons of being a caster? Well, to put it frankly, people just do not like you. You put yourself out there, you may sound like a ridiculous person, and they may make fun of you for it, and you just got to shove them off. People have come up to me saying that, dude, why do you cast, man? You have a lisp, you sound stupid, you're retarded, and stuff like that. That doesn't help. But, you push it aside and you continue going on. And that is how you do it, or you troll them back, and that's how you deal with it. That's how you do it. Now, if you're an admin, be careful of what generally I would recommend as an iCCup admin, especially on your admin account. Do not troll back at people. It does not look good. It does not look professional. However, if you're off-site or something like that, maybe you could do something like that to get back at them. I can understand it's very difficult not to, especially, with the sheer amount of haters that, I've had. One of my old co-caster, iCCup BMW, or just BMW, man, this guy was my good friend, and I question why he left. I want to say he left, obviously for personal reasons. He kind of quit Broodwar, but I think another matter was that he got harassed so much about casting with me because I have a lisp, and people are, harassing him even about, why do you cast with this guy? You have a lisp. Why, your co-caster has a lisp. Why do you hang out with this guy? He's probably mentally retarded, dude. That is not something you really want to convey. And, the community out there, I mean, the YouTube community seems to be pretty accepting of me. I am bringing out this, I try to get as much content as I can, possibly. I mean, sometimes there are these slow weeks that do happen. Not a lot of tours going on. Sometimes I don't cover them, just due to personal reasons and stuff like that. Busy and doing all these other stuff. But with more admins, with more stuff like that, we can keep this content continue to grow and become better. And we really have a nice foundation for it. We have that VOD, we have that professional feel at iCCup, and that will only continue to grow with the more casters we have. And I mean, I'm only one caster, I only can do so much, so I lend my hand out to anyone that wants to help us out. But if you're a viewer and you respect us, good for you. And if you're watching this and you're interested, of course, that's something to check it out as well. So really, again, if you have an issue with the cons of casting, people will kind of, people will just blatantly and bluntly tell you that you suck. It's just a fact of life. Unfortunately, it's just the life of an entertainer. And again, if you're gonna get back at them, do it in private channels. It is the best way. It gets the drama out of the way. You can deal with it one-on-one, like a guy and guy should do it, and not make it in a public channel. Unless you really don't care about your account. I don't know, say on Team Liquid, i.e. me. I pretty much made a big troll post that got me. I wanted to get perma-banned, but it didn't work. I got temp banned for 2 days. So, but that's probably enough of that topic. But again, I have this personally. I have a personal connection with this. Again, I don't want to get too much into the specifics of it, because it's not good for an admin to do that. But if you do have that issue, talk to me. I'm your super admin, whatever. If I become your boss, whatever. But again, we're a warm community at iCCup, and we hope that you come. Thanks guys for watching this tutorial series. Hope you learned something, and hope you guys have a nice day. Peace.